As it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver.
Kill! Oh, my son! Ready! My name is Hunt.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. You look at this Niner defense. And they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5. Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Ready! My name is Hunt. Captain.
To throw, here's Nix. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they've got him well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big play that time on a catch and run. And the Broncos are going to have a new set of downs.
Oh, my son!
To throw is Nix. It's in stride. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make it second down. The Broncos in a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they've come in on a nice run of recent form. 4 wins out of 5.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And they'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This defense for the Niners, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
And they'll run the inside handoff. And I don't think he got there.
Here we go.
No, they stop him right where it all started.
Huddle. Watch the key.
They're going. It's Nix. And Stroll's running back complete. He cannot break free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. Looking to put a drive together.
Cut 19! Cut! Red! Nothing, not 18 Cardinal. It's 7 Pirates. Warriors 17.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that's caught inside the 45. And all the way down to the 29. A big play there for the Niners. 41 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory as they're down to the 29-yard line.
18, Pioneer.
Now back to throw. And they'll find his big tight end over the middle. And they get 17 more on that one and another 1st down. A nice game there to his trusty tight end, and now it's got them thinking opening drive touchdown here as they get into the red zone.
And in most cases with your tight end, you feel like you got a mismatch no matter who's covering it. Is it a small quarterback? Is it a...
That's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Niners are on the board first here touchdown. This is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Off
the play fake, Nix. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He got 29 yards that time.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice game.
Diving effort right sideline. He's got it. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You circle the Pro Bowl? Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Here's Nix. And just not enough on the throw there. Down right his feet and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. That's out to the left, flat and complete. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Broncos are an extra point away from evening this one up. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, they had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Pushing his way through. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Get it.
And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they can heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play forward in this one.
So the completion results there in 9
Cut.
yards.
Ready?
And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Here we go. Cut. Let's go.
Up the middle they go. Shields. And a 42-yard line here and brought down there. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Let's go. Top 70 Timberwolves.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Fitzgerald now for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Following throwing the touchdown. This is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front, or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the ball.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 19.
Oh, my son! Hey, check! What even? Chill. Ole! Captain!
Now it's Nix. Look at this tight end on the corner. It's complete. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser. Headed for the sidelines. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Deputy! Cougar 19! Steady!
He'll look to throw. This guy's big tight end here. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And they get 17 more on that one and another 1st down.
Ready.
They'll look to throw. This guy's been tight end over the middle, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Give him 30 yards there. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Tag. Go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go. 70 Timberwolves. Dragon 60. Check out.
Here's a play fake as they set up the throw. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Niners have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Dennis Fitzgerald now for the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Ready?
Next to the air. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Well, when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
And he's going to be touched down here.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got him there complete. And all the way home for the Broncos score. A great play there. 52 yards. And the Broncos have got it back to within a score. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Got it. Ready?
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Now they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
2nd and 5. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it.
Nice. Let's go now. 80, press up. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Ready?
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then the defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Panther 11. Panther 11. Next. Viking 18. Let go.
They'll set up the throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Let's go. Let's go.
A yard, all they need, but it's third down.
Go.
On third down. Schultz. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Go.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right.
Ready,
Back to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. Cross the track into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Niners are able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now up to 14. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing is working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
This offense so far on third down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun is Nix. The ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 4th down, Jeremy Crawshaw on to punt. They'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Well, that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
Ready,
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Here we go,
This
here we
drive
go.
here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I looked at repeat that, Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
18, Pioneer. '70 Ranger. Buffalo 8, Dragon 60. Chap 60. Ready.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he'll go right back to Moore, complete again. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 more yards for him there. It's a 1st down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice game.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on a flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's 2nd and 8. Very quickly here, and it's complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Panther 11.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. I call it no gain there on the 1st down play. But he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch. And most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Trying to wrap it in there, but it's incomplete. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Niners are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd down. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the 49ers will extend their lead here just before halftime. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively and offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Oh, my son! Olay, olay, olay! Ready! Right here, bombers, bombers, bombers.
Nix from the shotgun. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Oh, my son! Captain, captain, captain. Ready! Right here, my son.
The final shot before break. Nix. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
On the jump.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. This offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time?
The big fella! Now he's into the clear again. Touchdown, 49ers! A big play there. 70 yards. And the 49ers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Throwing Nix. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one good for 20 on a catch and run. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. To throw, here's Nix. And he's got his man in stride. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 16 more on that one and another 1st down. Operating from the gun. Here's Nix. Throwing right, and that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Ready.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And in the red zone before it crosses over out of bounds. 18 yards there, down to the 18 and a 1st down. To throw is Nix. And they set up the screen. That's complete. Well, the further out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
2nd and 6.
Oh, my son!
They'll look to throw again. They'll try to set up the screen. It's complete. And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up a 1st down.
Oh, my son!
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
Oh, my son!
2nd and 6. His pass caught in the field. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Almost set.
They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. Under pressure, down it goes. Sacked at the 10. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's 4th and goal, and that's a loss of 6.
Almost set. Bombers, ready. Ready, what's up? Captain, 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 captain.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert it, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Ready?
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes it's not really true. And you don't want to pin this all on the quarterback, even when the pressure's probably not easy for them, but that's just something you can't do is take that sack in the end zone.
No, you can't, but for all defensive line coaches, they're celebrating everywhere. Because what do they tell us in our meetings? It's all about the get-off, beating the offensive line at the snap of the football.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll go play action with Nix. Ball dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's going.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here's Nix. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Let's give a little credit to the defense on that one. They resisted quite well, and that pass fell incomplete. But this ball game for him, that's just a momentary speed bump. He's played awfully well throwing the football.
Ready. Ready, what's up?
Now it's Nix. He's going to get that to his run back out of the backfield. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in for second-half blowout material.
19-18. Mustang, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Top 19. Ready.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points?
Ready.
I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready, ready.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. This is caught. Well, the 49ers are going to be sacked with 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get into pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
Let's go now. Let's go.
They'll try to run this one in. And take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. A great play there. with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the 49ers take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Fitzgerald now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. They're going. It's Nix. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Bravo 80.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit after they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
Come on, set! Fix the eagle, fix the eagle!
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Will find his big tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another catch for him. He's over the 250-yard mark now for the game, and he's got another 1st down.
Cougar knife!
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. He finds his man complete. It's Watkins. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now 2nd down.
Ready, set! 19 tight, 19, set, ready! 19, ready!
Again, he'll drop this throw. Across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Niners are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Ready. 180. Captain.
Nix to the air. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Hold on, set.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Hold on, set.
What play action is Knicks? Right sideline is complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards that time.
Get in here. Rush in. Bombers.
Here's Knicks once more. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Michael Williams. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Quick hit here, it's complete. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call through the offensive coordinator who got looking at that section.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. Gotta try it here. He's back to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Simmons picking it up. And the Niners are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
On the jump.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Let's go now.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box hemming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
42 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Quick throw here, that's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down.
Ready.
Now a hit off of the middle. Shields. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here we go.
On 3rd down, Shields. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. 2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10.
Ready.
There's some space here. Now he's loose again. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. On is Fitzgerald now for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. following the touchdown. This is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
It was almost insurmountable the way the opponent was playing the partner. They do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Ready! Away, away, away! Away, away, away!
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. Another full incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Ready!
Working out of the gun is Nix. That is caught. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
Ready! 180! Wait, hunt! Chill.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's second and 21. Throwing Nix. He's going to let it fly. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. And the 49ers are going to take over at their own 41. Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball. But for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Shot. Get up.
It's out. It's loose. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long.
Ready.
He'll look to throw. Wants a screen pass. It's complete. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Here comes the 49ers punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
Coaches, be honest, don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
You don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And we're just inside the 10 seconds to go. They'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. To throw. Here's Nix. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And that will be incomplete. As time has run out on this football game. So the victory here for San Francisco. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, that's to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the 49ers, their strong start to the year